Everybody's most favorite recent event is back. Okay, I'm gonna try to be positive. I'm gonna be positive, Doc, today. I've enjoyed some of the recent changes, some other stuff going on. So we're gonna jump in. We're gonna chit chat about this. I'm gonna share a couple of tips, tricks, and some of the thoughts, and then, of course, as we always do, give our opinion on how we think this event is going. So we're gonna quickly jump over. I'm just gonna read some game news that was talked about for this release. This was posted over on the official Last Stand Earth Discord. So let me go through it really quick. We've revised certain things. They said, thank you for your feedback on the event's previous release. We have revised certain things and made balancing adjustments. Below are some of them. The amount of points required to complete the event has been reduced. That overall is good. We will see how that's going to translate as we get into it. Keep in mind that this is a 17 day event, so it's pretty long. Points for reputation items have been redistributed, which is pretty interesting. We've corrected certain quests. For example, you won't have to hunt on the boar in the northern region with a crossbow anymore. We will get to some of those. I'm not going to get to them very quickly here. The number of foxtails and bear claws that drop out of the animals has increased. That I think is positive. Foxtails, I thought the bear claws were generally fine. Foxtails, though, they weren't hard to get. It just felt like sometimes you didn't see enough foxes. So I'm happy to see that. Prices in the trophy market have changed, hopefully for the better. We believe the event turned out to be too demanding of players' time, so we've decreased the number of points required for its completion. It'll be easier to get key rewards from now on. We've updated the system of trading with the fishermen. The system has been revised in such a way that can now exchange fish by the piece. For example, if you catch 3 out of the 4, you can still exchange them for abrasive. You'll just get less of it. We're going to talk about this one. Quantity of burley has dropped from 20 to 5. 20 was wild, by the way. That was crazy. In addition to revising the system for trading with the fishermen and reevaluating the rewards, we've also reduced the cost of refreshing pond. This change will make the event more accessible. Now, refreshing the pond, I would assume maybe is related to refreshing the event location itself, but we'll double test that. So a couple of things. If you have some weapons from the last time with your hunting stuff, good. Use them. If you finish this event, my take on this is that this event is going to be coming around more consistently. I don't think it's necessarily going to replace Forlorn Fare, but I do think we're going to see it in a similar type of rotation. We might get into a cycle of hunting and then the next season Forlorn and back and forth when there's not other special events going on. That's just pure speculation on my part, but that just seems to be the way that it's going. So what will be smart is if you do get extra abrasive over the course of this event, or maybe you just don't really want to grind it this time around. Maybe you're not in a good position to do that. Do your best, get your abrasive, make your weapons, and then hang on to them. Because I do have a feeling that it's going to come around with some consistency. Do always keep in mind that bear traps are available for you. We'll go and we'll talk about crafting those. Again, if you have some crossbows and some other weapons, I personally think the crossbow is one of the best weapons, besides maybe an upgraded either machete or the knife, whatever it's called. You know what I'm talking about? Of those 3 weapons, I think these are amongst the best. I've had really good success with the crossbows. I'm a big fan of these, and those things are all good. So we're going to bring some weapons. We're going to bring some other stuff. We'll jump over there just a little bit. I'm not going to farm it up with you because I don't think that's necessary to do. Let's go ahead and let's see. What does our trader have here? Okay, I was just looking for maybe damage. That would have helped us really quick. My understanding from reports is that also the resonator trick still works. We will test this out just to confirm that. But if it does, I'm going to be honest with you, that's a good thing. We need a little bit of help. Bear traps I wanted to take a look at. Wrong button. To go ahead and to build. These are available for you, okay? They do damage to enemies, and they don't hurt the skins, as you can see from the little sharpened thing up here. These are just like emergency type things, in my opinion, for you to use. But crafting a stack of them, if you have a whole bunch of iron, is not the hardest thing ever, and can be pretty useful, actually. So if you run around an area and let's say clear out the regular zombies, and you want to throw down a whole bunch of bear traps, essentially, if you place them close enough, you don't want to be like right next to each other, but if you place them close enough, essentially what will happen is the animal will run from one to the other until it dies, and then you can pick up the skin. It's not bad. It's usable. You will have to make some if you get farther on into the progression of this. This is very similar as you saw from the last time. You have all the different chapters, alligator down at level 30, level 20, level 15, level 10, and level 5 to knock that out. I do think there's a little bit of a balance here. Was this level 30 last time? I honestly don't remember. No, I think it was. I think that makes sense. So you'll be able to earn some stuff. Let's head over to the location, though, and let's chit-chat about the rewards and how this whole thing is setting up. And again, we'll do some fishing. We'll do some fishing as well. Actually, on the way, let's stop here just very, very fast. Let's test out our resonator trick. We will test this out just to confirm. We'll find a deer and we'll sneak attack him. This is good. It's not super great. It's not like the craziest thing ever. Got a wolf right here. Your dogs are still gonna screw this up for you. It worked. Beautiful. So resonator trick still does work if you want to use that. For folks that are confused or maybe don't understand how the resonator works, see the bar here. See how the durability bar here is empty on this. The way that the resonator works in the game is that you use the durability like you do normally. You then can replenish this with energy cells. You use an energy cell. What essentially it will do is it'll give you a percentage of the durability back, but it also hurts its overall durability. So think of it kind of like when you get like poisoned, radiated rather, Bunker Bravo. You start to lose a portion of your health bar, your total maximum health bar. Every time you use an energy cell to replenish the durability, that's essentially what happens. You can do these, I think it's like 4, maybe 5 energy cells, 4 energy cells. It's been a while since I've done a full replicator. But 4 or 5 energy cells worth of durability. Then when it runs out final time, it's at like 20% or so, 25%. It will break at that point. What you're essentially doing here is you're running the durability out. You're not recharging it. When you don't have a second weapon in your slot, you essentially just resort to melee damage. And what it ends up being is 10 damage for whatever reason. I don't know what the calculation on that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because that's not what your normal melee damage is, but that's what you get. The difference here is the fact that it's not damaging the skins like it probably should. So that's what it is, and that's where we're at. So just know that that is an option for you, and you can choose to use that if you so will. If you don't have dog, you saw we 2-shot something by sneaking it. You can 1-shot a lot of stuff as well, mostly just deer, honestly. But that can save you some durability and help you grind up some skins if you want. That's assuming, of course, you have a resonator. That's also assuming you have one that's been used up, because don't waste it. It's actually a pretty good weapon for the most part. So let's get in. We got to talk to the fisherman. Before we go to do that, this is what we're looking at here. I don't have enough reputation points to tell you if if any of these are good changes or not. What I do notice is that this is 10. This is still 30, which seems a little abrupt to me. That's like very, very far. This is 20, which isn't bad. I don't think from my recollection, getting to level 20 isn't bad. What is interesting is this has been changed from level 40 to level 30. So that right there is a positive change. The one thing that most people probably do want is either the inspector card or this extremely rare weapon mod. You do need to get to level 30, which is pretty significant. Get to level 20, you have some good rewards here open and available to you. A tactical backpack. On free to play, that's kind of what I'm driving towards, in addition to grabbing this equalizer. If you want to grab some genomes, you should certainly do that. You got Dragonoff here as well, which is cool. Get yourself a St. Bernard puppy. I think this is pretty sweet as well. But obviously, if you want to try to get any of these have not shown as grayed out. So the question still remains, if you already got a titanium extractor, can you get 2? We'll try to solve that question here over time, because I am going to try to grind this up just to kind of get a really good feel for if this makes a whole lot of sense. Rest of the rewards here, is there anything I'm super excited about? Not really, unless you want to grind up like carbon composite, or you need factory parts. Maybe you need some fuel. But obviously, time will tell to see if this stuff is worth it or not, based on, honestly, how much that stuff costs here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the reward track. This is the biggest issue I have with this event, is this needed adjustment. First of all, it makes no sense that level 1 should be locked, right? Like, no sense at all. Keep in mind that you can get some extra abrasive by getting to level 2, so be very mindful about that. That can help you get that extra weapon, especially early on, for a little bit of the grinding that you want to do. I would tell you, honestly, don't buy the premium unless you really want some of the rewards from this. I think just too much stuff is locked behind the premium. And then the fact that this is locked behind the premium is just like, come on, man. That's my biggest issue with a lot of this stuff, is these events can't go like this if you want the player base to really be excited about the event. If you wanted to, again, plus up like some of this stuff, you want to put these cool hunting rifles behind the locked premium. Okay, fine. I could get down on that. But it's over half the rewards are locked behind the premium track, and that just seems like a blunder to me. That seems like we could do better. It says these have been rebalanced. These now give 24. I think it's stacks of 20 for everything. I don't know about these materials. No, I'm pretty sure I put a stack of 20 of this in here as well. So if these have been updated to drop more, that would maybe make some sense. I can tell you that on free to play, I dropped all of these in. And then I dropped in, I think, my allocation of wolf and deer antlers. And I was pretty close to level 10 at that point. Like, I was actually pretty close, just considering that. Now, granted, you have to have thick leather and some of these other things to make good use of that. But take that as just, I'm just trying to remember, take that as an anecdote to this as well. But if you're not familiar with the event, you can come over here. I do want to talk, and let's do some fishing as well, because I do want to showcase this a little bit. I've been seeing some comments in our Discord and some discussion around this. One thing that you can keep in mind, you can see all the fish that you're going to be able to fish out here, by the way. This is the way that ponds work. You're always able to see it, so that I know that I'm going to be able to get one of these, whatever that green silvery one is. Looks like the rest is carp. And what you're going to see is there's kind of a refreshing rotating like store. So I got my emerald salmon already, which is good. We can then, of course, exchange those. From what I recall, I was getting, I got 4 fish the last time. I didn't bring any burley with me. I am using a professional fishing rod as well. We have some, so that's why catching them so quickly and my gathering distance is so big. This is the essence of the pay to win aspect. Just purely making the game easier. I don't think fishing's that hard, but I understand some people might struggle with it. I don't particularly think it's too difficult. If you do struggle with it, just tap away and practice, I guess. I don't know how to give you other tips for it besides that. Keep the fish in the little bubble. All right, so we got some carp. Got some salmon. That did get reset there. Okay, so the way that this works is you can buy these based on the fish that you have. So we did get any of the rainbow trout, which would give you 3. This resets every 15 seconds. The other cool part is you can make this trade. You can come over and make this trade. So we got 3 out of this. We'll wait our couple of seconds here. And now we can purchase this again. If we had 2 of these, we could purchase this again. Here's what I like about this. If for whatever reason, I don't know why you would ever have this happen, but if for whatever reason you come and fish and you don't buy this, you can just use up all your fish, which is really, really nice. So that part is really good. Obviously, you want to try to get all of the fish, but we fished up everything. We're going to end up getting 6 abrasive out of this by grabbing every single fish because we can do this trade. So my opinion, I don't know if it's better per se. The system feels a little bit better. I'm happy-ish with that, I guess. We now have to grind some stuff and hunt some things. We don't have the deer here like we had the last time. First time you jump in here, you also do pick up a manual earth drill. Keep that in mind. And this is the other part that I think needs to change. If they would have adjusted this back to just being like an iron pickaxe, I think that would have been a whole lot better. Making this have to be manual earth drills feels really, really rough to me. It's just not a good use of materials, especially if you're like grinding the island region or trying to get to that point. There's much, much more useful things for that. And then it takes steel to build those, which is one of my bigger issues. So yeah, that's the event. Now, do keep in mind too, I think I've shared this in the past. We'll do a quick skip on this. If you ever accidentally put a weapon in here, into this bench grinder, cleaver was what I was trying to talk about. If you accidentally ever put a weapon into the bench grinder here, and it doesn't have your attachments, your mods on it, you can take it back to your workbench. Don't override the thing, but just add the individual items, the individual mods that you want, and you can get a modded one. So if you accidentally crafted this for whatever reason, and you're like, oh shoot, I didn't get my mods on it, just take it back to your weapon bench, and you'll be able to do that. So keep that in mind as well. Last thing I do want to comment. Here's the one thing that I do think is also kind of an L change overall for the event. Previously, you could repair the Scorcher and you could repair the Spore Rifle in your weapon repair bench if you had them at home with the mods on it. You can no longer do that. So you're going to be spending more resources crafting those weapons. The Scorcher specifically is the one that I think probably has the most folks a little perturbed, I will say, is because it's not a cheap weapon to build. It is 8 steel bars per weapon. Now, granted, you could get quite a few boars out of this if you're being very, very frugal, very smart with it. But over the course of this event, you're going to need probably quite a few of these. So do keep that in mind. Hopefully you have some weapons saved up. Unfortunately, the repair bench no longer works for what you need to go ahead and do. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Chit chat about the event. I am going to grind it up. I am going to play it. I'm going to try to get as far as I can. I'm going to open it up. So we'll probably do an update here in some handful of days or time to talk about it again after we've got a couple of days into it. But I got some grinding to do here. My final thoughts, as I've shared them throughout, is this. If you don't have the resources, if it doesn't feel like what's in the shop is worth it for you, because the reward track is just definitely not, in my opinion, save your time, save your resources, go somewhere else. If you want to kind of like do a little bit to maybe help yourself out in the future, drop in every day, grab the abrasive, and then craft you some weapons. Get you some machetes, get you some cleavers, get you some crossbows. Apply the abrasive to those because that's going to be the majority of what you need. The Spore Rifle and the Scorcher are going to be specific to just a couple of the things that you have to farm. So you can not ignore those per se, but those things that I talked about are going to get you your foxes, your wolves, your alligators even, because that doesn't require a specialty weapon. So you can do a lot with some very basic weapons. So if you want to give yourself a little bit of progress and hoard some weapons for the next time it comes around, do your fishing. If you have your earth drills, grab your abrasive, apply that. You can probably get about 2 weapons or so every day. If you want to get a little bit of progress just as you're out and about, drop the base materials in. You can get some levels and maybe unlock a few things in the daily shop over here. Get yourself a little bit of value off of this. Although you really need to get to level 10 at least, but even more so, I'd say to level 20. If you're going to kind of half-ass this event, half-ass it enough to get to level 20, and then maybe get yourself, again, a Dragonov, some genomes, some good pups, an equalizer for 500. Like, that's worth. Like, this is good. Those are hard enough to get. Daily shop stuff. You know, you grab yourself some fuel every day, some springs every day. That's not too bad. Copper, I guess, isn't terrible as well. So that's where I'm at with it. We'll let you know how we get into it and what our thoughts are when we start wrapping some of this stuff up. But I figured we would chat about it. It is back, and I'm curious. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if you're going to spend some time on this one. I think it's going to be pretty mixed. I will. It's a little bit better, but there's still some tweaks. So we'll see. Maybe we get some future iteration stuff as well with some more adjustments. But thanks for watching. We'll be sure to catch you in the next one. We got some free-to-play action coming up probably tomorrow with some good updates. So I'm excited to share that. Actually filmed it right before filming this one. So I'm very excited to share a few things, and then we'll close the week out. And we got plenty to do. We're grinding up, as you can see, making some progress on our new pass. So I'm excited to try to get some stuff there, open some new stuff. And we got lots more to do this season as well. So be sure to stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, consider it. We're on the way to 10K. That's our next big channel milestone, about halfway there. So really do appreciate all of the support. Likes and comments are always great. Go check out some other videos on the channel. We got some other channels if you want to go. We do some other games and some good stuff. So go check those out. Give us some love over there if you wouldn't mind. And as always, come join the Discord. Links in the description. Love to chat with you if you have any questions, tips, or tricks that you want to share. We'd love to have you over there and to be able to do that. With that, close it out. See you in the next one. Peace.